happiness can exist only in acceptance. The very concept of objective truth is fading out of the world. Lies will pass into history. War against a foreign country only happens when the moneyed classes think they are going to profit from it. Oceania was at war with Eurasia, therefore Oceania had always been at war with Eurasia. Oceania was at war with Eurasia, therefore Oceania had always been at war with Eurasia. There are some ideas so wrong that only a very intelligent person could believe in them. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. Most people get a fair amount of fun out of their lives, but on balance life is suffering, and only the very young or the very foolish imagine otherwise. Men can only be happy when they do not assume that the object of life is happiness. As with the Christian religion, the worst advertisement for socialism is its adherents. Nationalism is power hunger tempered by self-deception. All the war propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred, comes invariably from people who are not fighting. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. We have now sunk to a depth at which restatement of the obvious is the first duty of intelligent men. What can you do against the lunatic who is more intelligent than yourself, who gives your arguments a fair hearing and then simply persists in his lunacy? Progress is not an illusion, it happens, but it is slow and invariably disappointing. The aim of a joke is not to degrade the human being, but to remind him that he is already degraded. The nationalist not only does not disapprove of atrocities committed by his own side, but he has a remarkable capacity for not even hearing about them. War is evil, but it is often the lesser evil. Serious sport has nothing to do with fair play. It is bound up with hatred, jealousy, boastfulness, disregard of all rules and sadistic pleasure in witnessing violence. In other words, it is war minus the shooting. Myths which are believed in tend to become true. Myths which are believed in tend to become true. I doubt whether classical education ever has been or can be successfully carried out without corporal punishment. Patriotism is usually stronger than class hatred, and always stronger than internationalism. Whoever is winning at the moment will always seem to be invincible. One does not establish a dictatorship in order to safeguard a revolution. One makes a revolution in order to establish a dictatorship. All political thinking for years past has been vitiated in the same way. People can foresee the future only when it coincides with their own wishes, and the most grossly obvious facts can be ignored when they are unwelcome. Saints should always be judged guilty until they are proved innocent. It is almost universally felt that when we call a country democratic we are praising it. Consequently, the defenders of every kind of regime claim that it is a democracy, and fear that they might have to stop using the word if it were tied down to any one meaning. In our time political speech and writing are largely the defense of the indefensible. The Catholic and the Communist are alike in assuming that an opponent cannot be both honest and intelligent. Advertising is the rattling of a stick inside a swill bucket. People sleep peaceably in their beds at night only because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalf. Those who abjure violence can do so only because others are committing violence on their behalf. If you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face, forever. Freedom is the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. We sleep safe in our beds because rough men stand ready in the night to visit violence on those who would do us harm. Sometimes the first duty of intelligent men is the restatement of the obvious. Each generation imagines itself to be more intelligent than the one that went before it, and wiser than the one that comes after it. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.